everybody, welcome back to the channel. The regular viewers of my channel probably have kind of picked up on the fact that I love locking tuners on all my guitars, and the locking tuner that I prefer is the GraphTech Ratio Locking Tuners. I have the GraphTech Ratio Locking Tuners on just about all my guitars, and I've even put them on guitars that came with other locking tuners right from the get-go. And that's what we're going to do on this Charvel Guthrie Gun guitar. It comes with a really nice set of Godo Magnum Lock locking tuners, which are really great tuners. But like I said, I prefer the GraphTech Ratio locking tuners over all others. So we're going to put those on this guitar today. So right off the bat, I need to thank GraphTech. They sent me out some tuners, and like I said, we're going to put a set of those tuners on this Charvel. If you're not familiar with the whole ratio technology behind the GraphTech Ratio tuners, what it is each tuner has its own distinctive gear ratio, and how that helps, it just makes the act of tuning way more exacting, in my opinion. One full turn of the tuner key is equal to about one whole tone, and the ratios range from anywhere from 12 to 1 up to 39 to 1. So, some very big scientific thought and research, went into these tuners. And I really think, the whole technology behind them is legit. So, if you've ever noticed, say, for example, the low E, sometimes, you'll be tuning, you'll get pretty close, and then all of a sudden it'll kind of jump past, and you gotta, come back down and work your way back up. Well, the whole different gear ratio technology in these tuners kind of helps alleviate that. So another thing I think is really cool is they come with these mounting plates, and it comes with all kinds of different ones, and they pretty much have a mounting plate that will match up to just about every existing tuner. And all you do is you pick the mounting plate that matches your guitar, and you actually mount the tuners with those plates, so you don't have to do any kind of modification to the guitar that you can't reverse later on down the road. Say you have locking tuners, the ratio tuners on a guitar. You want to sell that guitar, you don't necessarily want to sell the ratio tuners with. You can take them off and put the originals back on, and nobody would ever know. And on a side note, for anybody that has a Kiesel guitar like this white Kiesel here that I recently got, the GraphTech Ratio tuners are a direct drop-in replacement for the Kiesel branded locking tuners. So anybody that has a Kiesel out there with those kind of tuners on it, it's an FYI for you. You can put the GraphTech Ratio tuners, locking or non-locking, on the guitars with zero modification. It's super simple swap out. So another thing about the GraphTech tuners that I like is they come in different heights. You can get a regular height set, or you can get a staggered height set. Like on the Kiesel there, it's got a tilt back headstock, so I use the regular height tuners on that one. On the Charvel here, since it has kind of like a normal type headstock, we're going to use the staggered height, so we still have a need for a string tree. Okay, so the installation of these tuners is pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So basically you got to start with getting the old tuners off, so you got to take the strings off. These are the mounting plates that come with the tuners. Like I said, all kinds. You just got to pick the one that you need for your guitar, and the one that I need is going to be this one here. So the ratio tuners come numbered. It's 1 through 6. 1 being the high E, 6 being the low E. So obviously you got to make sure you got the right one. So I've got the number 6 here, and one of my plates, and it just slides on like that, and you put it through there. And what I normally do is go ahead and take the washer and the nut and go ahead and put those on there, just to kind of hold it in place good enough so I can put the screw in the back. And then you take your screw. Just going to go ahead and run that through the plate. Try to do this so you can see it on camera. But it's like really putting any other tuner on. You just want to make sure that plate gets on there nice and tight. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip the guitar over. So we look at this. You
Just gonna snug that up, and that's it. You're good to go. And you just repeat that for the remaining tuners.
So gang, if you're in the need for new tuners, I strongly suggest you check out the GraphTech Ratio Tuners. I really, am a firm believer, in the technology behind, the whole ratio, tech that they use in their tuners. Even if you're not a fan of locking tuners, they do come in non-locking versions. They have versions for, acoustic guitars. They even have versions for ukuleles. So, it's a really good product line. And like I said, it's by far my favorite locking tuner. Like I said earlier, I have them on just about all my guitars now. So I want to thank you for checking them out with me. We'll see you next time.